Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Allied General. I'm the Mysterious JG. We are getting ready to go into the one of the fictional campaigns in this game.
Sir, your outstanding effort has caused quite a stir at home. No one thought we could thwart Jerry in the face of such odds. High Command has weighed up the situation and determined that it is time to push on to Rommel's base in Tripoli. They expect us to destroy the last vestiges of the Africa Corps by the start of August.
And indeed, we're going to be pushing into a fictional scenario, which they call Tripoli, in which we have 22 turns to kick Rommel out of Africa by taking his main base in the Italian Empire's territory of Libya. So the thing is that I'm dealing with an internet outage right now, and I can't look this up. But my recall is I definitely was talking earlier in the series about how, this Tripoli campaign is supposed to be the end of the scenario, but if you lose, you actually can go on and do the real end of the scenario, which would be the Mersa Matruh. Is it Mersa Matruh? Okay, I might be getting my campaigns mixed up. City Barani. Yeah, I get the battles confused a bit. But, yeah, and I was like, yeah, but we'd have to, literally lose our starting city in order to lose the campaign. But then that didn't make much sense to me when I thought about it, because it's like, well, this is an offensive campaign. If we literally don't take any of our objectives in what was supposed to be an offensive, we just completely sit still, and time runs out. Because I was thinking it might be difficult to get the AI when it's on defense to even take our starting cities, even if we withdraw from them. The AI may not be aggressive enough to take our cities. So I was thinking about that, and I thought, no, it really does seem weird. Certainly in Panzer General rules, if we just start and end the scenario with all the same cities, that wouldn't be considered a victory. And the Allied General rules can be a little different. Even getting all of the... because in Panzer General rules, usually you have to take all the objectives. And if you do it with time to spare, you get a major. If you do it just in time, you get a minor. In Allied, sometimes, even on the last turn, you get a major if you take all the objectives, because it's set up so that certain objectives are for major, and then, if you only get 3 of the 4 objectives, you get a minor. But it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me that if you fail to take any of the objectives in this Tripoli campaign, but you do at least hold on to your starting city, wouldn't that be a loss? And in fact it is, because I just got done going through off screen, not stopping, not doing commentary, and just taking out the initial German force and then sitting, ending turn, ending turn, ending turn. And yeah, we will in fact get a loss and continue the campaign. So based on the limited feedback I've gotten, I'm playing through all the campaigns that we can, sort of maximize how much you see of the game in the playthrough. But not necessarily going to force myself to play the scenario, because we can't get both Cairo and Tripoli, for example. So I'm not going to force myself. I'm not going to play a scenario mode Cairo without our core forces. I showed you the map. I showed you guys what it would be about. And unlike Panzer General, more than a decade ago at this point, when I played through Panzer General. And we always went for major victories, and I never fought additional battles for experience. I am doing it this way just as a way to show off more of the game. So we're going to fight this battle. We're going to beat up the Germans. We're just going to refrain from actually taking the objectives at the end. We may even overrun both Tripoli. We may get to the point where we've cut off their offensives and they're just sitting at Misurata and Tripoli and leave them. We may overrun Misurata and park a unit that can't take a city, like an artillery unit, here to prevent them from reinforcing and just not take any of these cities. I haven't decided exactly how we're going to wrap this up, but we can actually fight them and gain experience. I'm not just going to come here and then immediately retreat so that they take our cities. We don't have to go to that extent here. So let's put artillery in this city to maximize the chance that we actually yeah, get a chance to use it. Because if you push it all the way back here, it won't end up getting used. Let's place our tanks. You're welcome. I actually mean to do that. Let's use you here. The mouse sensitivity is a little tricky with this. I keep double-clicking by mistake. But we built up a hell of an air force at this point, really more powerful than it needs to be, probably. Our core air force is at the point now where, as long as I keep these units alive, we really don't have a whole lot to fear anymore from the German Air Force. The Luftwaffe is outmatched by the RAF, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't built up as much armor as I probably should have. I've definitely favored air. You can get away with that as the British, as the Russians, when weather is a factor. And I know I would always get comments from people playing Panzer General who say, oh, here's how I win way faster than JG. First, I turn off weather. It's like, that's not realistic. But yeah, in the Western campaign, weather does not matter. Like, yeah, and in the Eastern campaign, weather frequently means trying to rely on air power is a crapshoot, because like you can have 2 or 3 turns in a row where it's just like you don't get to use planes. Sorry. Yeah, it's snowing, you don't get to use planes. Anyway. So we get to place 1 core unit. I do not want to forget to do that before the turn is up. But you can see, I think what we're going to do is use our level bomber to immediately bomb their anti-air. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy because I'm trying to... We lost more than I was hoping we would not lose quite that much. But what that does is that really... That suppresses them. It kind of makes it so that we can come over here and use up their ammo and actually bomb on the first turn. So I'm throwing away troops here. But I'm going to be using up all the anti-air ammo. Because they're now down to 2. Yeah, those guys are really kind of dangerous to be trying to bomb. Aha. I was hoping that wasn't just an extended delay on the explosion sound and that I really did get away with no losses there. And, oof. That's actually pretty ugly. Maybe I want to sacrifice a non-core unit to that. The other thing I could do is just not... That's leaving them with 1. Like if they try to reinforce or re-equip, they won't be able to fire, and I might just leave them with 1. Or they could fire in the next turn, in which case they can pick a target that they want to damage. Oh! That was a pretty successful strafing run by those fighters. I approve of that. Trying to make it so that it's... even if I don't attack with them, I need to have somebody here. Just to make sure that they can't... Like, no enemy fighter can get to that Lancaster. Because there are in fact going to be Luftwaffe Airplane's trying to attack us on the first turn. I'm just, these guys have terrible air defense. Alright. So that should be all of the air deployed. Yep. Now those are anti-tank guns, so I don't generally want to go after them using tanks. To what extent can that be helped here? Well, we'll show you anyway. Oh, shell, yeah. Now this is artillery. It's artillery. That's artillery. We don't necessarily have easy wins on this initial round of combat. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I've got the Royal Navy up here, ready to. What the hell was I thinking? I should have done this first. Yep, this is actually kind of a waste. I could have. Well, they did survive, but they have very little offensive firepower. Now, the Germans in this campaign have submarines, so the destroyers are primarily meant to try to keep the submarines from sinking my battlecruiser and battleship. This is an interesting one. We take even losses against this group. Here we would get this this group to outright surrender, most likely with no losses taken. We would take pretty heavy losses here because my infantry would have to charge into artillery fire. Let's get rid of the tanks. We're not going to get experience and win the battle without breaking some eggs, so I'm expecting to lose unit strength, not necessarily units outright. It's tempting to get even more air power, but I think we need to start working on some armor. And here we go. So these guys only have 2 attack power left, and if they attack on this turn, they're using up their ammo. But I really should have made the Royal Navy ships. If I was going to use, I could have attacked artillery or even the Pioneer Infantry in Nophilia instead. But if I was going to attack this flag camp, I wasn't thinking. I should have done that earlier in the turn. But it's okay. This is why it helps that we've built up these powerful core units. I can make, I can make mistakes that are not like earth-shattering mistakes and recover from them fairly easily. And now they're bombing my destroyers. Which I'd rather have them doing that than bombing my battleships and battlecruisers, to be honest. And here come the U-boats. Now these guys are a pain in the ass, as you will see in a moment. First of all, they're really roughing up my destroyers very quickly. Oh, this didn't happen off screen. It looks like they're going to outright take out a destroyer group. Those are some really bad rolls that I just got on that turn. And they are shooting at some of my Spitfires here. So they will be out of ammo on this turn. Now that was stupid. They're attacking. They're going to get interceptors. And then they're also attacking mosquitoes, which are better than the Messerschmitt Emil anyway. So they basically just threw away their fighter unit there. Wow. I still don't necessarily feel like I got a really lucky turn, though, because they just completely outright wiped out a destroyer unit. I did not deploy it, like, way out ahead and in a dangerous way. They just got some really good hits in the first round there. So here's the thing with with subs. Now, first of all, one of these subs has already disappeared. I don't get to see it anymore. So yeah, sometimes the subs have special rules. They can attack me, okay, fine. If I attack them back, there's like a 50-50 chance. Like we're going to try to attack with this destroyer. It should say attackers take no losses, they take 5. After all, the principal purpose of destroyers was to sink submarines. But, okay, we're not going to see it here. But there's a 50-50 chance that instead of the animation for the combat coming up, we just get red text that says submarine evades. We'll see something similar possibly. I'm not rooting for it, but I'm expecting it. Let's get some, let's get this bomber unit to come up here. It says attackers are expected, or attackers none. Submarines don't have anti-air capability, but they're supposed to lose 4 strength here. Never mind, we're not going to see it now either. I'm not complaining. Like, what I was expecting to see happen at least once is a bad thing when you're playing as against submarines, which is that they would just, like, I would just fail a roll where I didn't get to attack at all. Anyway, so let's let one of my less experienced fighters finish off the Messerschmitt 109s here. They even took a loss. I don't know if that means more or less experience for them. Now we've got a JU. My eyes are just failing me completely here. We got a tactical bomber, Junkers 97, Junkers 69, dude. Woo. We got a Messerschmitt 210 up here. We are going to want to take them out. You guys may be able to just take them out all in one go here. Overstrength Spitfire against a slightly... Well, no, they didn't... Oh, and now these guys are revealed, so that's handy. So let's get a unit up here to hopefully take most of them out. There you see, submarine dives. So there's always a coin flip that a submarine just gets to not even be attacked. The fact that there's a plane over it, I think, means the sub. And as also you can see, the submarine was within the sighting distance of this ship. But submarines, again, it's like a coin flip. Sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they're just not seen, and you know, there's a logic to it. It makes some sense based on the nature of how submarines fight and all. But we definitely don't want to put our. We don't really want our capital ships to be close to the submarines, because the submarines can attack them and they cannot fight back. They don't, apparently, battleships don't have depth charges. They just have massive deck guns. Because the destroyers can fight other surface ships using deck guns, and they fight submarines with depth charges. Battleships and cruisers and stuff like that, they just don't get to do anything against submarines, except get sunk by them. There will be a handful of campaigns later where I think we get to use submarines, but it is primarily, in this game, a weapon that the Germans have. Let's go ahead and try to take out the German bombers. Wow, okay, nice. Nice. I think you are attacking an anti-tank gun. Let's have you come over here. Oh, those are anti-tanks, and they're nasty anti-tank guns, too. I don't know why they decided to hop in their transport. But let's punish them for that. Take them out. Oh, I thought that was a fighter bomber. I got confused. These guys, they're nasty. They got initiative 11, soft attack 13, hard attack 18, air attack bracketed 10, which means they can't initiate combat against air units, but if they are attacked, they can counterattack, and they can counterattack rough. Like the actual anti-aircraft gun has air attack 10. So this is as powerful as an anti-aircraft gun against aircraft. It's just, you have to attack it first. So they are rough. I am going to actually use a Lancaster on it, because Lancasters have extremely high defense against ground attacks. Well, actually, I think they have separate rules. I think maybe something with a bracketed can't attack like because they're strategic bombers. They would be flying at a much higher altitude than a tactical bomber. A tactical bomber is basically like those Junkers. They're dive bombers. They fly down. They dive down, drop a bomb, and then pull back up and get very close to the ground before they pull back up. Whereas tactical bombers are just flying way the fuck high and killing stuff. So I guess it makes sense. The rules are a little different on what can and cannot attack them. So we used we used an auxiliary fighter unit to defeat the anti-aircraft unit. Interesting how that worked out. Let's have our rookie sensation that's sweeping the nation, 12th Great British Grant Tank Group, finish off this Italian field. Well, it's not even going to finish it. But it will attack this Italian field artillery. It will not get the first shot off. But this is their first action, so. And their experience from that was 8. Good job, guys. We'll let these cannons pick up just a little bit more experience. Let's have our these guys got suppressed. Trying to think what's the best opportunity I've got to get in there and finish that artillery off. There we go. Break up the artillery. Because what I'd like to do wow. You know, even with that suppression, these guys are kind of tough. Let's go ahead and get rolling here. Yeah, that's pretty mean. What is your movement? Your movement is 3. Load out for I rolled a 3. Let's have them. Yeah, open the path here. Whew. Where infantry? There infantry. I don't know why I'm taking even losses with them when I've got overstrength. I got 2 stars experience, they got 2 stars experience. Would it be more valuable to finish this unit off? Then that unit will probably be forced to retake the city, as opposed to advancing on my armor, or my artillery, which I left vulnerable. Nobody can actually reach my artillery. Now that I look at it again, because there's only 1 hex between the C and the 90, or is it 83rd? Like I said, my eyes are going on me here. Nobody can actually reach it, but if these guys are forced to go there, these guys might come up here and harass these guys, but nobody will actually reach that infantry unit, so I think we're fine. So far we've lost 1 unit, and it was a destroyer, which, other than the prestige loss, doesn't really matter. Not that valuable unit once these submarines are cleared off the board, but they're not. And it would be lovely to keep my battleships and battlecruisers going because they can assist with bombardment from the sea. The Mediterranean Sea, as it happens. Yeah, wow. Those submarines have been brutal on this one. They're not always that effective. Okay. They're trading shots. These guys might get wiped out here. I'm hoping they just retreat. Okay, good. They just retreated. And they went ahead and had an anti-tank gun. Just charge on forward. Okay. So, first things first on the realist. Let's have you... Wow. They're throwing a lot of air units down here, huh? Let's have you try to wipe these Messerschmitts out of the sky. Not too shabby. Let's have you try to wipe these Focke-Wulf out of the sky. That's going to be a tough fight. Focke-Wulf is a nice airplane. But we got to risk it. We got to get in there and reduce their numbers. That's exactly what I was hoping wouldn't happen. They got the first fire off. But at least we took their numbers down. They're still going, huh? This is annoying. They're going to... I'd like to have a tactical bomber take a run at that sub. And the Focke-Wulf were going to actually run interference. Okay, here we are now. These guys will fly as interceptors. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, one suppress, as long as I didn't lose one. Okay. Alright, so now we've got 10 subs, we've got 3 subs. Let's have you guys bomb the subs and hope it doesn't say... Yeah, they dive. At least when they dive, these guys don't get to do a run. Come on. Submarine dives. Fuck. I don't even want to try to attack those subs with this destroyer. Yeah. So I got 3 different attacks on subs, and all 3 of them were, we just rolled a failure. Hold on a second. It's an anti-tank. That's an anti-tank. Neither of these are the super hardcore, tough to destroy anti-tanks, though. Let's get you out of here. Wow. Even in trucks, these things are fairly resilient. Let's just pound on the air infantry here that's in the city. Uh-huh. I'm risking this city here, but alright. That's 2 stars, that's 1 star. And this would be a full party wipe, as it were. Let's go ahead and open up with you. Oh, nice. Oh, I've got a unit, an air unit that I didn't use yet. And I kind of know just where to use them, too. Start working on this Panzer unit. Even if I don't end up attacking them on the ground in this turn and taking advantage of suppression. Wiping out ammo and fuel, mostly fuel there. Okay. We can probably force them to retreat to this hex. Thought for a minute we could wipe them out. We won't be able to wipe them out. Yeah, these guys have been kind of been a tough fight. The British infantry is kind of not that powerful against any kind of armor, even these up-armored German transports. Let's go ahead and wipe these guys out and then pull the tanks into position to interfere with any other troop movements. There's no point in them dicking around in the Sahara here. So we come up here, we've kind of pinned the 25th PAC and the 20th Panzer IIJ unit up against the Mediterranean Sea here, which is, nice. Works out for us. And we've moved everybody that we care to move. The only unit we didn't move was one of the units that's defending a Eligala here. So I think we're ready to end this turn. We've got a lot of turns, and again, all we really want to do is get as much experience as possible, take a few of these optional cities, and then just hang out in overstrength so that we can have one more battle after this before the North Africa campaign's over. So this is all working out pretty well. We'll go ahead and call it a turn. We'll let the Axis take their turn, and then I think I'll call it a video, because I think it's time. I think my destroyers are not long for this world, though. I think they're about to finish them off, because the destroyers don't get a destroyer evades. So I had much better luck off-screen with the submarines than I have had on-screen here. But I guess that's the cost I pay for recording video games for the internet. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this turn. When we come back next time, we are going to continue to win against everything except submarines, which are going to continue to be a pain in the ass. Thanks for watching.